episode is for anyone who has been learning to listen to their intuition, but now feels uncomfortable acting on it. So, the last episode was titled Learning the Difference Between Intuition and Fear. And because sometimes hearing yourself clearly is one thing, but choosing yourself after that clarity is another, right? That's the hard part. So let's take a breath together. Inhale and exhale. So we talked about in the last episode how fear is loud and it's urgent, it's panicked, and intuition is calm, it's steady, it's quiet. But here's why they don't always, tell you. When you finally start listening to your intuition, your life might start changing and you might outgrow some things and people, dynamics, habits, even versions of yourself, right? And that can feel uncomfortable because choosing yourself doesn't always look peaceful at first. Sometimes it looks like setting boundaries, saying no, slowing down, not over explaining, walking away, resting, not chasing, not forcing. And if you're used to being the strong one, the helper, the fixer, the one who holds everything together, choosing yourself can feel selfish. And I've had to face this a lot lately. This season of my life has required me to slow down in ways I didn't plan to rebuild, to reset, to start over more than once. And when you're navigating work stress, you're navigating family dynamics and relationship endings and financial pressure. And for me, motherhood and healing, there's a voice that kind of says, like, don't stop, keep proving yourself, don't disappoint anyone, or like push harder. But it's like my intuition has been saying something very different. It's been saying rest, protect your peace, stop overextending, and choose stability. Choose what's safe for you and your daughter, and stop abandoning yourself and just to keep other people comfortable. And so, if I'm honest, um, I feel like listening to that voice has meant disappointing people sometimes. Hey, I see you down there. I'm doing all right. How are you? And so it's meant outgrowing some situations, right? Because listen to that voice, it will disappoint people. And it's meant like not showing up the way I used to. And that can bring guilt, right? But there's something that I feel like I've been learning. Here's what I have been learning. Guilt doesn't always mean you're doing something wrong. Sometimes guilt just means you're breaking your old pattern. I'm happy to see you here. Welcome in. So, if you're used to overgiving, rest feels wrong. If you're used to people pleasing, boundaries feel mean, right? And if you're used to surviving, peace feels unfamiliar. But unfamiliar doesn't mean unsafe. And that's where I kind of get it mixed up. It just means new. So choosing yourself isn't about becoming cold or selfish. It's about becoming honest. Okay? It's saying, I matter too. My energy matters. My peace matters. My child seeing me healthy matters. My stability matters. And because you can't hold a peaceful life while constantly abandoning yourself, it's like you can't teach your kids self-worth while ignoring your own self-worth, right? Yes, guilt breaking old patterns. And so your perspective is your receptive, right? So you can't heal while still living in constant urgency. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do, my friends, for everyone is to stop sacrificing yourself. Okay? Hey guys, welcome in. And so here's the truth that's been grounding me lately. Choosing yourself doesn't mean you're rejecting others. Okay? I used to be a serial people pleaser. Thank you for the subscribe rating. Thank you so, so much. So, if you're not rejecting others, what are you doing? It means that you're finally including yourself in the care that you give. You're not last anymore. Okay? You're not optional. You're not an afterthought anymore. You're part of the equation. So, if you guys are in a season like mine, where life feels like rebuilding, where you're learning your own boundaries, where you're protecting your peace, and where you're detaching from from what drains you, just let this be your reminder, okay? You're not selfish. You're stabilizing. You're not quitting. You're aligning. You're not falling behind. You're healing. And healing sometimes looks like doing less, not more. But, you know, might I suggest that we normalize messy authenticity? Okay? It's better than pretending to like have it all together. Okay? So take a breath with me. Inhale, exhale. You guys are allowed to choose yourself. Okay? Without explaining, without guilt, without rushing, because you have to understand, the more you trust yourself, the more peaceful your life becomes. And like I've said before in my previous episodes, the only way you're going to trust yourself is by doing the things that you say you're going to do. The more peaceful your life becomes. It's like a lot of times, you guys, we really don't understand why we don't want to take the next step without validation from someone, like why we feel like we need validation from someone else before we take the next step. It's because we have lack of self-trust. Okay? So make sure that you remember choosing yourself is not selfish. It's wisdom. Okay? So I hope that with that newfound clarity from learning the difference between intuition and fear, you can stay grounded and stay gentle with yourself. Okay? Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. And until next time, I really hope that you guys are growing, that you guys are not giving up on yourself. But thank you guys for tuning into the Anxious for Nothing podcast. This is a shorter version from what I usually record. But yeah, if today's message spoke to you all, share it with someone who needs it. And remember that you are guided, you are protected, and you are never walking alone. I'm your host, Cece, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.